Hi everyone, it's Brittany from Creating Writing Warriors, and today I'm here to talk to you about one of my fiction story packets called the My Action and Adventure Story. Very similar to my bestseller, the fantasy fiction story. This follows the same idea. It goes through all of the writing process and then has students write their own story at the end of it. So if you've seen that video or are familiar with that product, it's going to look very similar. I find that this activity, as well as all my fiction stories, go really well as warm-ups, as part of a creative writing unit, as early finisher activities, so it's very versatile in how you want to use it in your classroom. And it keeps the kids really engaged and it makes writing fun for them, which is our goal, right? So let's look at what this looks like. I have filled out all the parts for you so you can see what a finished product may look like. Here we go. The first page is just the My Action Adventure Story cover page, and it asks the students to add their name, so it says by Miss G right now. On the next page, maybe. On the next page, you'll see directions, and this is student directions. So it says, work your way through the packet to create your very own adventure story. Don't forget to listen to your teacher so you know which pages to work on during which day. So you can choose if you would like this packet to be part of your writing instruction for multiple days, or if you want them to work on it for one day, or if you want them to work on it at their own pace. So you get to decide that, and then the students can follow your direction for that. Then the bottom says, make sure you read the directions in the scroll at the top of each page. They will help you make an action-packed adventure story. Happy writing. Step 1 says choose your main character. And then I'm not going to read through this, but you will see that it has protagonist bolded. So I do have keywords bolded, and then if they're bolded, the definition is at the bottom. Now, my fancy printer does not print the bottom for whatever reason. You should not have that problem if you're using a school computer. That's just a nice HP feature. So you see there will be a block of text on each side further explaining the directions, or on each page further explaining the directions, and then it says my main character's name is, and the students choose one, so I said Sally. On the next page, it says draw your main character, so here's my awesome drawing skills. Step 3 is choose your setting. Again, there's more information about setting in the scroll. And it says draw and describe, so I gave them 2 different ways to portray their setting, because for some individuals it's going to be easier to draw it and then explain it from there. For some individuals it's going to be easy to explain a setting, but then they'll have to think about what does that setting actually look like, so they'll have to draw it. For my setting, you can see this is a woods, and for the description it says there was an ancient forest straight ahead. When I looked, the dense trees seemed to reach their thick brown branches towards me, as if they would hug me and refuse to let me go. Step 4, choose your goal. Again, some information about the goal or the purpose of a action or adventure story. And it says, the goal or task my main character is working to achieve is, and I said to find the hidden treasure. Step 5, choose your dilemma. Again, some information. It says, no adventure goes completely as planned. Throughout the action and adventure genre, the protagonist always faces a dilemma or antagonist, or something that makes attaining the goal of the protagonist a challenge. This could be something external, like a villain, snowstorm, or booby trap. It could also be internal, like a lack of self-confidence or feelings of jealousy. So down here you'll see the definition of antagonist, or at least half of it. Your students will see the whole thing if you print it at school. And it says, circle the dilemma you would like your main character to face during your story. If you choose other, write your idea on the line. So you'll see the other and the line here. And there's some options. I chose fellow treasure seeker as the antagonist. Step 6, choose your solution. Now that you know who or what your dilemma or antagonist is going to be, explain how your protagonist and antagonist are going to encounter each other. Then list how the protagonist will overcome this setback to achieve their goal. For example, Elizabeth in The Paper Bag Princess needs to save the prince, but a dragon is holding him captive. There's your problem. She distracts and eventually exhausts the dragon in order to save the prince. That's your solution. So they have a column for problem and a column for solution. My problem is the other treasure seeker sees Sally enter the woods, but wants the treasure for themselves. In order for this to be likely, they trap Sally in a cave. And then my solution is Sally is able to find 2 thin, long rocks and wedge them into the space between the cave and the object the other treasure seeker blocked the entrance with. Then she uses her body weight as leverage to wedge the space open. So there's my solution. And then step 7 is write your story. So I wrote quite a bit, and actually I didn't even finish it. So your students, if they really enjoy this genre, they might have something similar to me where they don't have enough space to finish. And of course you can always say, you can always provide them with some lined paper so that they can finish their story. So you can see my story. I don't know, I guess I'll read what I have and then go from there. So it says, write your action-packed adventure story using the story elements you chose throughout the last 7 pages. I have Sally double-checked her map, then took a deep breath. There was an ancient forest straight ahead. When she looked, the dense trees seemed to reach their thick brown branches towards her, as if reaching for a hug that wouldn't let go. So this is a direct reflection of the setting that I chose earlier. Sally had spent many years exploring her woods behind her childhood home when she was a kid, but the stories she had heard about this particular forest frightened her to the core. She closed her eyes, visualizing the vast treasures that were supposedly hidden somewhere within these woods, opened her eyes, and marched into the brush. What she didn't know, however, is that somebody else was also after that treasure buried deep within the woods. They watched as Sally bravely marched into the wood. Seething with jealousy and a desire to win, they crept silently into the woods using a shortcut that was not found on the map. So we can see I introduced my antagonist, and I'm starting to introduce that problem. Once inside the forest, Sally looked around and found the familiar wood sights and sounds comforting. She almost laughed at herself for letting the town's scary stories about these woods get to her. These woods are no different than any others, she stated to no one in particular. About a half hour later, she stumbled across a cave mouth that had been marked on the map. Since there were many large trees and rocks that hadn't been included on the map, Sally wondered if there was a clue inside this cave. She peered inside and felt somebody push her forwards, causing her to fall. So we're introducing that problem, and then if I were to continue, I would come up with the solution, and then I would continue my story until she found the treasure, and then I would wrap it up with a conclusion. So this is more than likely going to be longer than your 3rd through 5th graders are going to write their story, but I had a lot of fun with this, and hopefully the students will too. So again, if they need extra line paper, you can always provide them with that, and you should have a very well done story that addresses all of the parts of a story, and you can see from start to finish the development of the writing process. The brainstorming, there's no researching because it's fiction, the drafting and redrafting, and finally the finished product. That is a overview of this product. I think this product is a blast. Personally, I would do this product just for fun, but I'm a little bit of a writing nerd, so I guess that is just my preference. But if you would like to check this product out on my store, so you can go ahead and do that. I will drop the links below to all of those different stores. So I have creatingwritingwarriors.com, which is my personal site. I have teacherspayteachers.com/creating writing warriors, which is the link to my Teachers Pay Teachers, and then I also have a Made by Teachers. So I will drop all that below. If you would like to follow me on social media, I will also drop my link tree in there, and my link tree has a freebie for you if you're interested in that. If you enjoy this video, like, share, subscribe, so that you can can follow along with my future videos. And if you end up using this product in your classroom, feel free to comment below, tell me how it went, and I will see you all in the other videos.